Welcome back, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt, joined by Dr. Michael Oren from Israel this morning. The headline I'm looking at the Times of Israel says, Lieberman, elections unavoidable, neither narrow nor unity government an option. The leader says he had tried to pressure Likud, blue and white, to agree on shared rule, but they wouldn't unite. Our hands are clean. They're going back to another election. Just so a week from now, the Brits will be done, and then the Israelis will be back, keeping us entertained endlessly, who like election horse races. Dr. Michael Oren, is he right? Are you there, Doctor?
Unfortunately, it looks like it, and I
Yep.
think that blue and white will pay a price for it. I think that at the end of the day, blue and white sort of aligned with the judiciary, with the police against Netanyahu, and half the population think that Netanyahu's gotten a raw deal, and they'll conclude that blue and white is on the side of those who gave Netanyahu a raw deal. And I think blue and white will pay a price at the polls. Unfortunately, we're being compared to British politics now. In the past, we were compared to Italian politics. Are we going forward or back?
Well, if you get to a Boris Johnson-like majority, which I think he's got coming in a week, I know you don't comment on foreign elections, but then it'll be good for Likud. Seriously, how badly of a ding do you think blue and white takes, and will new parties emerge? Because it seems to me what has happened when you have paralysis, that you need new parties to come out of that grand coalition of blue and white that are more amenable to negotiation.
I just said blue and white is an artificial construct, Hugh. It's made up of three different parties. What they have in common is taking down Netanyahu. I feel that the head of the party, Benny Gantz, was willing to accommodate Netanyahu to reach a compromise, but his other two coalition partners were unwilling to do that. He may jettison them in the next round, and I think he'd be wise to do that.
And if he did and he ran, would it be a party of the center or a party of the center right?
He would like to position on the center right because there's no oxygen on the left. Israel has the largest under 30 population of any industrialized country in the world. These are young people who don't remember the peace process. They only remember missiles and suicide bombers. And unlike youth populations in Europe and the United States, they tend to be right-wing. So if you're going to win, you got to go for the under 30 vote. Everybody votes in Israel, so it's a huge constituency. It's a huge electorate. So Benny Gantz is going to position himself right of center, which is why he has come out in favor, along with Netanyahu, of annexing the Jordan Valley. That's the desert that separates Israel from Jordan itself.
Now, Dr. Oren, I understand Lieberman to represent Israelis of Russian origin. Am I right about that?
In the past, he has, but he has also moved to attract those under 30 right-of-center voters who also happen to be anti-ultra-Orthodox Jews, or they tend to fear ultra-Orthodox threats to their way of life even more than they threat Palestinian terrorist threats to their lives. And this has been the genius of Lieberman, is identifying that you have this under 30 population, which is anti-ultra-Orthodox Jew and right-wing, and he's gone for it. He's gone from really nothing, almost no seats, to 8 or 9 seats, and he's liable to go up again because he now has the reputation of someone who is willing to strike a compromise and make a national unity government, but was unable to do that because of the seeming intransigence of the two major parties, Likud and blue and white.
Will you be starting a new party?
I rather doubt it at this point. I think to start a new party, you need more than a 3-month run-up. But in the future, certainly that option is open.
Do you think you'll stand in the election on any other party's ticket?
I always say, this is going to sound like I'm dodging the question. I'm not. If I'm called to the flag, I'm always going to report for duty. We'll see what happens. In this game, nobody knows anything what's going to happen politically, and anything could happen.
What's a timetable, Michael? Or what's a
timetable? Headline.
Go ahead.
What's the timetable for setting up a party for me personally?
No, I mean, what's a timetable for the elections when they name their list and when we're going to vote again in Israel?
The timetable is going to be it's going to be in the next 2 days. They're going to have to set a date for the elections, and then there'll be a certain amount of period where the elections, where the parties have to submit their lists, and that's going to be about 2 weeks before the election, so it's going to be in several months.
Oh my gosh. This is endless. This has been going on forever. Are people as exhausted? I mean, if you live it, you're exhausted, but if you just cover it, you're dead.
And it's not good. I think the reputation of Israel internationally gets hurt by this. Our ability to conduct business. Many of our national corporations are government corporations, and they can't make essential decisions. But I was going to call your attention to the other big headline today. It's on the front page of the New York Times as well as the Times of Israel about Iran moving rockets into Iraq. And
I saw that
several times in this program how Iran has surrounded us strategically on all sides with rockets. And guess what? Iranians are also looking at our political morass and concluding perhaps that, Israel is not in the best decision-making position it's ever been. This could be the time to take advantage of the situation, just as they take advantage of the situation of the impeachment process in Washington. Iran is taking advantage of chaotic situations, both in Israel and in the United States.
A dangerous time for all. Dr. Michael Oren, we wait for our update next week as we get rolling towards another round of elections. Next week at this time, we'll have a British government at least. I hope it's not like an Israeli election where you got to do it again in 3 months. The Chinese food of elections, Israel. Don't go anywhere, America. It's the Hugh Hewitt Show.